So we've got everything fitted back on. I'm going to start synchronising the carbs onto the bike itself. I've got the throttle set up, the cables are loose, there's a fair bit of play in them. Pull them down into the splitter, make sure everything's all pushed up nice and home, and then into the top of the carbs. First thing we need to do is actually just start to balance the cables off the splitter, so we'll get that done first. First thing we need to do is take the slack out the cables, make sure everything's aligned. We've got a fair bit of slack in there. A little bit of play. Do the same on the other one. A little bit more. A similar sort of amount. What I'm going to do, I'm going to lock this one off now, because this is the one with the least amount of play on it, and then we'll adjust it on the other one. That's that piece set. Right, so the next thing I've got to do is adjust it so when the throttle carb slider is fully open, they're both equally open. So what we do, open the throttle on one and feel to the slide, it just disappears at the top there, so it's flush, and then feel on the other one. I don't believe that's happened. They're both the same. Anything, that one's slightly down, so number one's slightly down, so we just squeeze that a little bit. Touch more. Touch more. Just do that a couple of times just to get the slack out of the cable as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. When you close the throttles as well, you should get a click at the same time when they bottom out, so not a click click, just a click. Next job is to set the throttle stops. What we do, we wind out the slide screws, I've got number 3 slides in here, which equates to a 3/16 cutout. What we do is stick a bit of 3/16 bar or drill bit into the cutout there in the carb, same on the other side. And then we screw the throttle stop until that starts to dip. It's just a case of finding the sweet spot. There you go, see, just moving there, just as it starts to dip, about there. Same on the other side. And then mark the position with a marker pen on the screw, so you know where your baseline is. Next bit to do is to set the throttle cables. So with the bar still inserted, gently open the throttle and see which one dips first. I'm actually quite happy they're both opening at the same sort of time. See them both dipping at the same time. So we'll call that set. If you do need to set it, just use the adjuster, cable adjusters on top of the carbs. What I'll do now, I'll get everything locked off and then we'll start moving on to getting the idle set up with the engine running. Right, hopefully you can hear me. What we've got to do is disconnect one plug lead, so I'm going to do number 1 first and then we'll adjust number 2 carb. You get it, so the revs just start to increase slightly. Hear that? So they're back about 8 3/4 of a turn. That should be that one set now. Just the air screw, 1/4 of a turn in or slightly in so you hear the revs increase. Went a bit far then. Don't die. There we go. Slightly increase there, I think. Come back about an 1/8 of a turn. That should be set now. Now what we do, we adjust the slide screws so we get the right amount of revs. Do both at the same time. So final check to do is make sure the throttle cable's not catching anywhere. So we do visual inspection and move the handlebars left to right a couple of times just to make sure the engine revs don't increase. There we go, all good. You see it rose slightly the first time I did it, so I just moved the throttle cable a little bit. Last thing you want to do is going into a bend and it accelerates. So, take her for a blast because she's looking a bit oily. Thanks for watching.